What's good? What's good? What's good? All right, just waiting for you guys to come on. What's good, people? What's going on? What is good? How's it going, people? How's it going? Okay, so let's get going. Let's start this. So, guys, I want to talk a little bit about the ongoings in boxing. Let's debate Joshua Usyk. Let's talk about the Canelo Alvarez situation. Evening, bro. Punch Perfect Boxing. What's going on, brother? I hope you're well. I hope you're good. Let's talk a little bit boxing. Ducky, how are you? I hope you're good. What's good? What's good? Get your questions in, peeps, and smash the like button. I'd appreciate it if you smash the like button and get your questions in. So salute, Brendan. What's going on? I'm completely convinced that Canelo haters don't sit and watch film. Canelo, being more patient fighter, has worked wonders for his stamina. Yeah, I think that narrative is kind of silly, man, because when he fought Golovkin put a lot of pressure on Canelo. He made Canelo work for every minute of every round. He put a lot of physical, mental pressure on Golovkin. So Golovkin had a style that made Canelo tired. Billy Joe, Callum Smith, they didn't really have a style that able to really put Canelo under any pressure. They didn't have the physical strength. They didn't have the punching power. They weren't able to. Basically, Canelo was fighting that fight at his own pace, and that's a big thing about getting tired. When the fight when the fight is taking place at your pace, it's easy for you to. It's much easier for you. When he fought Golovkin, the fight wasn't happening at his pace. The fight was happening. Golovkin was controlling that fight, and what I mean by that, Golovkin was controlling the pace of that fight. So Canelo wasn't fighting a fight that he was controlling. He was fighting a fight that Golovkin was putting him under a lot of pressure. Billy Joe, Callum Smith, they weren't able to exert that same kind of pressure onto Canelo Alvarez. That's why Canelo Alvarez, wasn't as tired. So it wasn't nothing to do with the fact that, it could be he's on something now. So that's why his stamina, do you really think Billy Joe and Callum Smith would be able to tire Canelo? They just don't have that style to tire him. Whereas Golovkin, he tired him. Golovkin's a monster. So evening, everyone. Punch Perfect Boxing, I hope you're well. Ducky H, I hope you're well. Brendan, evening to you. Ray, I hope you're good. Ducky H, Brendan Jackson. It's a very, very silly narrative. Very silly narrative indeed. Guys, everyone in the stream, if you can smash the like button, I'd really appreciate it. If you can all smash the like button, there's 10 of you. If you can smash the like button, smash the like button, I'd really appreciate it. I want to talk a bit about Joshua Usyk as well. So let me leave the link in the thing so you guys can get your questions in. What's up? Just win baby says, what's up? It's all good, man. It's all good. So Brendan Jackson says Fury Wilder undercard is dope. Sanchez v FA will be fireworks. So what is there? Sanchez v FA a Jagber on that? That's a good fight. That's a very good fight. Sanchez, the one that Canelo spars against FA Jagber. FA Jagber's kind of like, there was a lot of promise, but it seems to like he's not really. I would have expected him by now, but a Jagber to be a much bigger name in heavyweight boxing, but it just seems like he's kind of not kicked off the way I expected him to. He's a really, really big, strong guy, but it's just, he hasn't got the big fights. He's delivered some really good knockouts. Just hasn't got the big. Just hasn't been involved in the massive. He hasn't even had a fight against a decent name, Jagber. He's a good fighter though. He can definitely punch. You need to see more though. We need to see him tested. What about him against Daniel Dubois? That's a great fight. Brendan Jackson says yes, and Robert Helenius is rematching Adam Konaki. Robert Helenius and Konaki again. This is a guy that was supposed to fight Wilder. He looked terrible against Helenius. Slow, sloppy. Some of the heavyweights, I'm sorry to say, it's not my cup of tea. They are so slow and so ponderous. It's scary. It's so slow and ponderous. It's scary. So ponderous, so scary. It's almost difficult to watch. So Brendan Jackson says FA and Sanchez are pretty much each other's step up fights. Yeah. Let's see how that one plays out. I'm looking forward to that. Ahmed says link. Yeah, Ahmed. I'm gonna put the link in a minute. Just don't worry. I'm gonna put the link up there. So Jose Ruiz says, "Hey, bro, Imran, how's everyone in the United Kingdom? It's 8 p.m. Tyson Fury versus Wilder 3 fight on Fox ESPN pay-per-view. Do United States in 4 weeks away? It's getting really hot in the United States. It's cold. Hopefully that fight happens, man. Hopefully that fight happens. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to that fight. Let's see. It's been a while since they fought. They fought in February in 2020, so they haven't fought for a while. So can Wilder make some adjustments? Are we going to see Wilder get a knockout? Are we going to see Fury do the same thing? I'm really intrigued. I'm really intrigued on that one. Really, really intrigued. Let me get this. This going. Let me get this. I've got the link in the chat. Anyone that wants to come on, you're more than welcome. Guys, smash the like button. Everyone that's in this live stream, if you can smash the like button, I'd appreciate it. Ahmed said Usyk could upset Joshua if he's not 100%. Yeah, I think it's a good fight, man. It's a good fight. I'm looking forward to it, definitely. Mike 54 says got Fury's gonna mop the floor with Wilder. Can't wait. Possibly, it's a good chance. You know, we might do what he did, you know, the first time. Fury, he's the man in the heavyweight game. Fury is the man right now. For me, the best heavyweight in the world. Although Joshua's got the best resume, Fury's for me the best guy out there. Smash the like button, guys. Let's get the questions in. Get more questions in. Guys. Waiting for your questions. Let's get those questions in, Pete. So Mini Mill says Joshua gonna KO Usyk. A lot of people think that Joshua's gonna KO Usyk. They think Usyk's too small. He's not a heavyweight. But I think Usyk's gonna cause him some issues, man. I think a lot of you guys are sleeping on Usyk, man. A lot of you guys are sleeping on Usyk. Usyk's a really good fighter, very skilled fighter, very good fighter. I think some of you guys are overlooking Usyk's skill set. Personally, that's just my opinion. What's going on, Ahmed? You good?
Yeah, I'm good, Imran. How are you?
All good, man. All good. It's good having you in the stream, man. It's good having you in the stream.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, man. What do you think about this Joshua Usyk fight, man?
I think it's going to be a really good fight because, to be honest with you, there's a lot of questions from, different fans, obviously, to see what's going to happen. Are we going to get to see 100% Anthony Joshua, or are we going to get to see him not be at his best and get upset again?
So, Mike is actually Ahmed. Mike is asking, how do you feel about the Valdez situation? Honestly, how do you feel about the Valdez situation? Let me leave that to you. I've given my opinion. What do you think?
Valdez situation. I'm not too sure, to be honest with you. I've not got much thought on that, to be honest with you.
What do you think should happen to PED guys that test positive?
They have to get the ban. To be honest with you, they have to get some. They have to get 12 to 18 month ban plus fine as well, and then obviously they won't have the same sort of traction any after that, money wise and stuff, will they?
Yeah. I'd agree.
They have to take some sort of hit in their life. Well, not life, but in their boxing career at least.
Yeah. I get where you're coming from. I definitely get where you're coming from. What do you think, Joshua Usyk, man? A lot of people think that Joshua is going to run through Usyk. What do you think?
There could be a few scenarios there, isn't it? If he's not at his best, if he's at his 100% best, then he should be able to keep Usyk off him and beat him. But if he's not right there, and if he's mentally not there 100%, then I can see Usyk causing him problems with his movement, and Usyk has to be at his best as well, though. And I think with his footwork and that, he could set Joshua off a little bit. And I think it's going to be a really interesting fight, to be honest with you.
What do you think it's as easy as what people make it out to be? Like, a lot of people seem to think that Usyk's just gonna get battered and he's gonna get walked down and get knocked out. What do you think? What do you think? Do you think this is an easy fight? Like people make out like he's not a heavyweight. Usyk's not a heavyweight. He's a cruiserweight. He's gonna get walked through. They're just gonna walk through him. That's what a lot of people seem to think, man. And I've always had the thing that this is going to be a very tough fight for Joshua. I think this is the toughest fight of his career. What do you think?
I agree with you. It's going to be a tough. It's a different type of puzzle, isn't it, for him? It's a puzzle. Yeah. It's a puzzle.
Who's the better boxer?
I think Usyk's the better boxer. I think we are giving Joshua the victory based on his size and strength. And his conditioning to beat Usyk. If you put him at the same size, everything, you'd put Usyk favorite, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I'd agree. Yeah, definitely.
Pound for pound, as you say, you'd put Usyk favorite. But
Ray says Ahmed boots Ennis beats Crawford.
No, I think. He's not ready. He's not ready for the challenge.
Ray says that Boots Ennis would destroy Crawford at this point. Even a lot of people, even Christian came on and Christian was saying that Ennis is the best in the world right now. He goes, right now, he might not be. He goes, skills pay the bills, and he goes, he destroys Spence and Crawford.
No, he doesn't beat Crawford at this stage. No. I've got to see more of Boots Ennis in with tougher competition, to be honest with you. For me,
but they say he's better than Crawford and Spence, Ahmed. They say he's better than Spence and Crawford.
No.
You don't think so?
I don't think he's better. No, he's got to prove. You've got to prove you can look good, but until you're not in with opposition and top competition, you can't compare him to. You can't say he can beat Crawford.
You know what Christian said? Christian said Boots Ennis is the best pound for pound fighter right now.
No, you can't until you go. You've got to win a world title first, isn't it?
Yeah. I'd agree. I thought it was a bit too early, but I think he's going off like talent and ability.
Talent and ability definitely is up there. But to be honest with you, somebody like Crawford is very, very tough. Just imagine you put Ennis in with Crawford. It'll be a really interesting fight. It'll be a puzzle for Crawford. It'll be tough for Ennis, but Crawford's a very, very tough fighter.
You know what the problem is though for Crawford in that fight though, Ahmed. Ennis is massive. Have you seen the size of Ennis?
He's a big 147 pounder. Yeah,
he's massive. He's the biggest 147 guy. He's huge. Yeah. That guy shouldn't be at 147.
Yeah, he won't be there for too long. But as long as he's there, he's going to be a match for anyone.
Yeah. Crawford is old as well, Ahmed. Man, he's getting old. 35 almost.
Yeah, you're right. But I think with Crawford, because he's so versatile, you'd always put him. You put him favorite. Reason being is because he can fight in a way where he can stay elusive enough and take the rounds. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
If Boots Ennis is naturally bigger than him by a couple of weight categories, to be honest with you, Crawford could find a way to make an adjustment in the fight where he could stay elusive enough and take the rounds. You know what I mean? He doesn't necessarily have to always slug it out with Boots Ennis in if they fight.
What do you think? So if Joshua, Mini Mill says, Imran, if Usyk beats Joshua, what happens to Joshua's stock?
I think he takes a big hit, to be honest with you. He already has taken a hit, and if Usyk was to beat him, I think Joshua would be done, to be honest with you. He'd just be there. He'd just be there just as an ordinary fighter, then, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
At the moment, he's got the benefit of the doubt. He's got the return victory over Ruiz and that. and people are doing you get that benefit of the doubt, which anybody should do, with the first one loss. But if Usyk goes to beat him, then I don't know where Joshua would go from there.
So if says here Usyk hopefully wins, says Lucy So John Love says Ennis takes a lot of clean flush shots. Defense may be suspect. Ducky says I like Lipnets, but he looks small for 147. Curtis Allen says unless he redeemed his defeat, though, look at Ali. He's great because he redeemed all his losses. Yeah, he did. He did. Adam, what's going on? Adam? I don't know where Adam is. He's...
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. Hear you.
You're good, man.
What's going on?
All good, All
good to have you here, man. Good to have you. I'm going to get you straight into it, man.
Anytime.
Joshua v. Usyk, man. How do you see that fight going, man?
I reckon Joshua, I reckon Usyk's not... He has adjusted good to heavyweight, really, I reckon. So I reckon Joshua within 6, personally. But don't get me wrong.
You think Joshua within 6?
Yeah, I do, yeah. But I reckon if it goes past 6, it becomes a bit tight then. But I reckon 1 to 6 Joshua, personally, yeah. I could be wrong, but I reckon.
But Adam, what if Joshua's not 100% and Usyk's 100%?
Regardless, I reckon Usyk's not just a good to heavyweight, personally. Like if you look at his last 2 matches, against Chisora, he never looked powerful at all, man. So I reckon Joshua will have him 1 to 6, personally.
Could his footwork not trouble Joshua?
Yeah, 100%. I reckon that Joshua's really good in the early stages. I reckon after a bit, Usyk will definitely take over, but I reckon Joshua game out there, he's got too much power for him, I reckon. What do you reckon?
I don't know, man. I think it's a tough fight, man. I think it's a very tough fight. I think it might be Joshua's hardest fight to date. I think it's a tough one. Because
I'm not too sure.
Fights, man. Derek Chisora was tough because Derek Chisora was like a pressure fighter. He was coming forward and making it hard for Usyk, where Joshua likes to keep it at range.
Yeah, that's a good point. Chisora does make everyone look poor, really. He don't let anyone look good, really. Even Tyson Fury never looked good against him. But
like a bit of a not as good, obviously, as Sean Porter, but like Sean Porter doesn't make anyone look good.
100%, like a rugged fighter.
Yeah. You know what I mean? He's a bit like that for me. Like, you know what I mean?
I reckon Joshua beat him though. What you reckon about Usyk settling into heavyweight?
Yeah, it's not been impressive so far, hasn't he?
Joshua wasn't impressed. You've seen him when he walked off after Usyk fought Chisora. But like we said, Chisora is a different type of fighter, pressure fighter, just like a block guy coming forward. Whereas Joshua is going to look to box, and we'll see skills from Usyk as well. But Joshua seems to be very confident.
Hopefully Joshua does win, so at least I get to see him against Fury.
Yeah, that's what we want to see. We want to see him against Fury.
Because Usyk against Fury would be like a chess match, right?
I want to ask you about Shakur Stevenson v. Jermell Herring, a good fight. No one talking about it. Who do you think wins that?
Personally, I like Shakur Stevenson, He's a good technician. I really like him. I reckon he's not too pleasing on the eye for a normal watcher, but he's really good, really. He's got great boxing skills. I think it's going to be really hard to beat Shakur Stevenson, personally. I like him. I'm a fan of him. Definitely.
Yeah, I'd agree. What do you think, Ahmed?
Shakur Stevenson, I need to see a little bit more of him, but with the way he carries himself, if he is the real deal, he'll go places again.
So Joshua, Fight Gamer says, Joshua coming in too light, coming to box Usyk might be a bad idea, trying to outskill Usyk, who's a better boxer. What do you think, Adam?
Point. That's definitely a good point. Joshua should no way look to outbox Usyk. He should try to hurt Usyk early on. Because if you don't get rid of Usyk, that's going to become a long, long night.
Usyk's got better feet than Joshua, hasn't he?
100%. He's got much better skills. Much better skills than Joshua. It's just that early doors, I reckon, against anyone, Joshua, 1 to 4 rounds, Joshua's he's scary in the early stages. He punches straight shots, but he gets through. He's got a good jab. early doors, Joshua's good, really. I reckon he can beat anyone. Even like Fury, I fancy Fury to beat Joshua easy. But early doors, that first couple rounds, Joshua's got a chance against anyone personally.
Yeah, man. Joshua's he's powerful. You know what I mean? He's got that punch. He's a big puncher. He's explosive
100%.
as well. He's got his fast combination puncher as well. But he's vulnerable though, Adam.
100%. He ain't got the heart. And once it goes past 6, I don't know. I feel like like Amir Khan, like anything could happen. So
yeah, man. He's a bit like, you know what the thing is with Joshua? You know what? He's so like Amir Khan in the sense that they're both like, you know how like you're always on the edge of the seat with both of them. Like you don't know what's gonna happen, whether they're gonna get hit with a good shot, or in Joshua's case, his stamina. You know, like when Joshua gets hit with a shot, his body goes funny. It's not like, you know, Amir Khan got hit with a shot and his chin wasn't the greatest, and he'd just go like his body would go all weird.
yeah,
Right,
like an electric shot to the body.
It starts doing a weird tan dance. But with Joshua becomes like defenseless, and like he's for me, Joshua's got stamina issues, and he's got when he gets hit with a shot, he kind of reacts a bit funny when it's good shot. Whereas Khan,
can they get too excited?
Yeah,
they don't take a punch good at all. Like it's like electric shot going through the body for both of them. But it's a bit weird because when they're doing good, it's really exciting. But
yeah,
when they changes
it, well, they're good, man. They're good to watch.
Did you see? Yeah, go on.
Adam, who do you think was more talented out of the two, Khan or Joshua?
Definitely Khan, I reckon. Definitely. Khan's boxing skills are really good, I reckon, 100%.
What do you think, Adam? What do you think?
I reckon the big problem with Khan was moving to Virgin Hunter personally and leaving Alex Ariza. Like he's a brilliant strength and conditioning coach, and also Khan's an aggressive fighter. Like early doors, Khan should just go for it personally. Like Virgin Hunter taught him defensive. Like he's not a defensive fighter. You can't change a fighter. Like what's he good at? You can't change him. So they tried making Amir Khan into a defensive fighter. That was not the way to go personally. Don't get me wrong, he would always been that he's got the unpredictability, like he can always get chinned. But the best thing about Amir Khan is going in and getting rid of someone early, because once he sticks on anyone early, it's hard to handle. Look, even against Maidana, hit him early. I'm sure Colazo, the body punch early.
Yeah. That was a good. Yeah, that Maidana fight was a good fight, man.
That's one of my favorite fights.
One thing with Amir Khan is he made limited fighters look silly.
Yeah. Like even at Canelo, look what he's doing to Canelo. Well, that's always gonna happen. He's always gonna get caught, but he's doing good. He's boxing him easy.
What do you make? I want to come to you, Adam. How do you feel about Caleb Plant, Devin Haney calling out Canelo team while they're signed to Snack Victor Conte, who went to prison for steroids? Snack had several boxers test positive for PEDs.
I reckon everyone's just hating on Canelo, really, isn't it?
You think everyone's having a go at Canelo?
100%. They know he's on the top, and they know he's the best, really, and they're just having a pop, really.
Well, what do you make of it? Do you think Canelo's legacy is tainted?
You're on about the PEDs?
Yeah. Valdez. Someone asked it. What do you make of Valdez situation?
That's a joke, really, isn't it? Really, he shouldn't be boxing at all. He should never get a license again. Personally, that's a joke. But with Canelo, I don't know, this PEDs and stuff, that's always going to be looming on the sport anyway.
Yeah.
You can never be 100%. But I don't really look too much into that personally. But the Valdez, that's a joke. He shouldn't be able to box ever again.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know with that one, because obviously, like, we don't know. They said it was green tea. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't really want to.
This one I never go into it because I don't know. It's the same thing in MMA. The same thing happens. Like with John Jones, the same thing happens. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's not for us to speculate. We don't really know enough information for us to go into it. You know, it's like we'll be speculating on something that we don't really have much insight on. You know,
100%. That recently, just before the Pacquiao-Ugas fight, a lot of people try saying that about Pacquiao. Looking on Twitter and stuff, people are saying, "Look how many weight classes he's gone up, and maybe he's on something." I just don't look at that, really. You don't know, innit? So
yeah.
Did you see Dylan White and Fury going on Twitter?
Oh yeah. What did you make of that? They're going back and forth.
I don't know. Obviously, Fury chats a lot. I like Fury, innit? He's a beast. Don't get me wrong, but he chats a lot of shit, really. So.
Yeah. Do you think you beat Dillian White?
Yeah, easy in school. I'm not Don't know why he's good. He's got the heart. I like him, but he's nothing special. I reckon. What's his name? Ortiz. No, not Ortiz. No, Ruiz. Sorry, I think
Right.
Ruiz would be easy.
Yeah.
I reckon he's flat-footed, White. He's got a good body shot, and that's about it. You can add box White easy, personally. I reckon Usyk could beat him personally.
Yeah, I think so.
He's good.
So as well.
Don't know why he's good. He's got a lot of heart, but he's average, really. I reckon personally.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, man. I hear what you're saying. Curtis Allen says, yeah, people say Usyk did bad against Chisora, but no one looks great against Chisora. Look, Parker, Usyk, better against Chisora than him, and he was a heavyweight world champion. Yeah, that's good.
Definitely, yeah. No one can look good against Chisora. Is the type of fighter, you're right. That's a good comparison you made with him and Sean Porter. I agree with that, definitely.
So, Eric Teller says, even Teddy Atlas was going at it. He made a video about Valdez, said countless Reynoso fighters keep getting caught, even though only 2 fighters were caught.
Yeah.
Martinez, Canelo, and what's it called? Valdez, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Again, it's just one of them. We don't know, man. We don't know. We don't really know have the inside information. I think the sport needs to be cleaned up. You know what I mean? Because obviously boxing's dangerous as it is. You know what I mean?
100%. You know what it is with this fighting sports? I don't know.
Yeah.
You can never be 100%.
Yeah. It's dangerous, man. It's a dangerous sport. You know what I mean? And then if people are juicing, then it makes it even more dangerous. You know?
Yeah, 100%. And you know what it is as well? There's a lot of new methods now to get away with it. Like people always use excuses. But,
yeah. There's a lot of like masking agents as well. Like, you know, they can take stuff that can kind of hide what they're taking as well.
100%. That UFC fight I'm on about, the John Jones, he got caught with like a little unit in his body, but you can tell that he masked it, and it really, you get it.
Yeah, flipping out it's not good, man. It's not good. You know, they could shut down. Like, just imagine if someone one day dies or something, like, you know, someone tests from a person that tests positive, and man, they might shut down boxing.
100%. That's
ridiculous. What about that UFC heavyweight fighter Ngannou? He's big, then
he's a big dude, man. Ngannou's big.
Oh yeah, he's forgetting, guys. Look at Belfort against what's his name? Holyfield. Yeah, Belfort's on steps. 100%. That's still fighting. 100%. He's always been in on that since his MMA days. If you look at his body, he looked like a beast. Then when they had, like when they got Nevada and stuff, the judge, what do you call it, the testing. Next minute his shape was awful. So yeah.
What's up, Dundada? I hope you're good. Yeah, so in terms of this question here, what do you think to the next 5 fights that what Fury has listed in the recent press conference? He says he wants Wilder, Dillian White, Anthony Joshua
again,
Derek Chisora. Was it?
No, he wanted Joshua again.
Okay.
So 2 fights with Joshua and then Chisora. He's chatting it. He loves to talk at Fury, but he's I reckon Fury's personally pound for pound. You know that the best personally.
You say that again?
I reckon Fury's the best. Like he's the best fighter.
Yeah, heavyweight.
Easy. Easy.
You think anyone can beat Fury?
In heavyweight, it's hard to say because it takes one punch. It's the most like unpredictable division, really, because it takes one punch. Skills wise and what he's done, he's too good, really. Even if he loses, I reckon I still rate him the best, personally.
You rate what you think? In terms of resume, Joshua's got the best resume.
Joshua's got a wicked resume, 100%. But what Fury's done, like he went Klitschko's backyard, beat him easy, and then he's never lost. And then he come off the layoff, beat Wilder, because I reckon he beat him the first time personally, easy, and then knocked him out the second time. And then so, what more does he really need to do? Okay, he needs to beat Joshua. I reckon that'd be the final step, really, personally for him. But at the moment, I rate him higher.
What do you think of Canelo and Plant? I like that fight, man. I think people are sleeping on Plant in the sense that I think that's a good fight, man. I don't think that's going to be as easy as what people think.
Nah, definitely. I reckon Plant's going to do good against him personally, but Canelo's too good. I can't see Plant beating him, but he's definitely going to do good, I reckon.
I can't, but I think Plant might.
He's definitely going to cause him trouble.
In Canelo, possibly, you know.
100%. Like, even if you look at Canelo's fights, Billy Joe was causing him trouble. No one could say he wasn't causing him trouble.
Yeah.
I just think that he's so good right now. He's at his peak. He'll find a way.
Who could beat him?
Personally, if you ask me, I reckon only Golovkin. Apart from that,
what about light heavyweight?
Like Beterbiev and Bivol and they'll probably beat him. You know, they're hard fights.
You reckon?
Yeah, 100%. I reckon that Bivol, he could beat him. I like Beterbiev. I reckon he could beat him. But apart from that, in his division, no chance. If it goes up, like they're saying Andrade, they're saying the other day, innit?
Mate,
they lost that lot, man.
Christian. My friend Christian came in and he was not having it. He was saying Andrade schools him.
Nah, because I've been watching the show.
Yeah, bro.
Even before that, I've been watching it. That Christian, he loves Andrade and he hates Canelo all the time anyway. But he is what he is, isn't it? You never know in boxing. You don't know because you could be right. Like,
it's unpredictable though. The thing is, like, you know, we're all giving him a lot of stick for saying that Andrade would lose to Canelo. But just say if Andrade ends up schooling Canelo,
easy.
We get made to look like mugs, you know what I mean?
100%. But regardless, you're right. 100%, you're right. But he shouldn't be saying that about Canelo. Like, he's underestimated. Like, he's hating on Canelo, really, isn't it? Because you got to judge it from now.
Imagine though, Adam, if Andrade does fight Canelo and he beats him, Christian will be like with his cigar and saying, "Look, I told you guys, man. I told you guys all along that."
100%. 100%. He'd be laughing. He'd be laughing at everyone, man.
You know what he said? You know what a Christian said? I don't know what you think of this. A Christian said that he feels that Andrade would beat Beterbiev. He's that skillful.
He's lost stuff. I'm not in line to you yet. I reckon Billy Joe beats Andrade. I know you don't think so, because I was asking you that day, but I reckon Billy Joe. I don't rate. I reckon it's good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's like really poor. But
yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a big fan of him. I reckon he's got. I don't know. I was thinking about it that day. He's got no chance against Canelo personally, but. You don't know. That's the thing about boxing.
You don't think like Andrade has a slick style that could cause Canelo some issues?
Okay, regardless of anything else, my main problem with Andrade is that he hasn't fought no one. He hasn't fought no one at all.
That's my problem, man. He's been around for time, bro. He's been around since. You know what? He's been, bro. You
were saying that. I remember you were saying about Khan that when you started watching Amir Khan and Andrade, I couldn't believe that. You know, I didn't know that. Then I started checking his resume and I couldn't believe that because I thought he's young. He's only come up recently.
No. He was around. But I'm telling you, when Khan was in his prime around 2013-14, Andrade was a champion and he was people were talking, raving about him. He fought a guy called Brian Rose from the UK.
Yeah, I know about him. Yeah.
He fought Brian Rose, right? And he was defending and he battered Brian Rose and Andrade did. And everybody was raving about Andrade that this guy is the next coming. You know what I mean? And literally ever since then, it's just been like tune-up fight after tune-up fight after tune-up fight. You know,
that's a joke. Like even Billy Joe. My main criticism about Billy Joe Saunders is, since that Eubank fight, he never fought no one. Okay, now he's fought Canelo, but before that, he never fought no one at all. But then I look at Andrade's resume. He hasn't fought no one at all. I'm sure he just fought Leon Williams, really, isn't it?
Yeah. And Leon Williams never been a world champion. He's not exactly what we call a top fighter. Do you know what I mean?
Nah, no chance. He's just an average fighter.
You know what I mean? And if that's the best name on your record, that's not exactly a good.
That's a joke, because then that's a proper joke. Like if you just compare, I know the different divisions and stuff. You compare him and Amir Khan, for example, and look at Amir Khan's resume compared to his now, for example.
Yeah, it's incomparable, man. It's not
even I look at. I was criticizing Crawford and Spence same way. I'm looking regardless. Like, don't get me wrong, they're good fighters and like they haven't fought no one at all, and I hate that really. And that's where boxing's at right now. No one's fighting, isn't it?
You know what? Billy Joe. What did you make of Billy Joe's comments? He said he's going to retire unless he gets the Eubank fight.
I personally think about Billy Joe. I rated him. Don't get me wrong. I still think he's a good fighter. But Billy Joe. After the Eubank Junior fight, I stopped rating him because he never done nothing. He was just all talking it. After that, he never done nothing at all. Or don't get me wrong, he fought the million and that. But nah, I don't rate him. He wants that. He wants the paper and he wants the money fight, and that's it. He's done. He knows he can't cut it at the top level, really.
What's going on, Greg? I hope you're well. Good to have you in the chat. Greg, what do you make of Billy Joe? Lost the hunger, lost the desire. Okay, so here it says here Mini Mill says, Adam, Ahmed, I think Plant having Ward for technical advice is going to make the fight more interesting. What do you think?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, asking you, Adam.
Mm, nah, I don't reckon. I think it could probably cause him more problems, really, because Ward's gonna be telling him, helping him how to find the inside and this and that. If you fight inside
Mm-hmm.
against Canelo, you're gonna get hurt. And apart from that, don't get me wrong, that mentally is definitely a benefit, but only
Mm-hmm.
to a certain amount. Like no one can have no one really once you're in the ring. And everyone talks about all this stuff that everything goes out the window. Don't get me wrong. After a couple rounds, once you start getting hit, everything goes out the window. Really, I think personally.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the fighter is good at, that's why he's gonna. That's why he's gonna know. Because if he gets hurt, he's not gonna think about all the game plans and this and that. He's gonna think about what he knows best, really. So, I don't
What do
reckon
you
personally.
think, Ahmed? Ahmed's gone again. All right. So Ash says Andre never beats Canelo ever.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
Adam, he's echoing. Ash is echoing what you're saying. He never beats Canelo. Andrade, man, Andrade. He's a mystery man, isn't he, Adam? We don't know how good he is.
This is the same thing I say about Spence and Crawford. You know what the funny thing is? We don't
Yeah,
actually know how good they are, really, because
yeah,
we know about the skills and this and that, but until you really get tested, you don't know how good someone is, really, I think.
yeah. But Andrade, at least those guys are four guys, though. Both Crawford
Yeah,
and Spence are four good men. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But like Andrade is
That's
a
what I'm
very
saying.
big mystery. He's a big mystery. Like,
So if I'm
because you know what?
criticizing them,
Christian might be
imagine what I
right.
think about Andrade.
This is what I mean, though, Adam. Christian might be right. Andrade might be the next coming. You know, we don't know.
We probably
But
ain't
he's
seen
not
it.
fighting anyone.
100%.
No.
We probably ain't seen it.
What do you think of Charlo?
I was a big fan of the, which one you on about? I was
Jamal,
a,
Jamal.
yeah, I'm a fan of the Charlos, really, but even them, like, I don't know, they're a bit limited. The one brother's good. What's his name?
Jamel.
Jermell, yeah, he's good. The other one's average, really, I reckon. Like, he's good, don't get me wrong, but he's nothing special. Jermell's good, though, 100%. I reckon him and Andrade will be a good fight.
Jamel, sorry.
Can they fight? Are they in the same division?
Who?
Jermell and Andrade. Or is that
Jamel's in 154.
his
Jamal.
brother?
So yeah,
Yeah. I
Jamal's
reckon even that'd be a good fight.
yeah, that's what everyone's been talking about. Everybody wants that fight, but for some reason they can't seem to make it, man. Or one of them, well, Christian was saying that Jamal is ducking Andrade, you know, and he said I was a fan of Jamal, but you know he's ducking him. He don't want to fight Andrade. Andrade's apparently a guy that's being avoided by a lot of fighters. Nobody really seems to want to fight him.
I can
Uh,
entertain that a little bit. Jamal Charlo ducking Andrade. I can entertain that a bit because he's not that good. But that's a mystery to me.
mm, 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 mm.
Canelo clearly ain't ducked no one. Look when he went up and fought Crawford.
Yeah, he did. He did. To be fair, he
And to
did.
be honest, with you, it shows how good he is because he was losing that fight easy. Personally, I was watching that thinking he was
Yeah,
losing.
yeah, he was. He was. You know, yeah, man. So it says here, beast mode says BJS is a beast. Canelo made it look easy.
100% agree with that.
Canelo made it look easy. He did, to be fair, man. He did.
So I think Billy Joe Saunders is, especially now, I reckon it's underrated. I'm not his biggest fan, but I
Yeah,
reckon it's underrated personally.
yeah. Canelo really backed it. Like
And it's
Canelo.
about competition. Like Canelo's been fighting good fighters. Billy Joe ain't been fighting no one on that level really, and just to come in and fight Canelo is a tough ask.
Mm, mm. Beast mode says it says they all fighting Uber drivers, but Canelo stats fighting champs. Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
Canelo's fighting the best, man.
I don't know why they're moaning about Canelo who he's fighting because if you just look at this year, okay, they keep talking about Yildirim, but he's fighting Canelo playing before Billy Joe Saunders, the good fighter.
Hmm. Mm. Yeah, I'd agree. As Alan
Canelo's not.
says,
Yeah,
you need to be more. You need more traits to be a boxer than just skill. That's the thing. You can't call him that when he's never fought anyone. True about
yeah.
Andrade. Andrade, you need to have a resume, man. You need to fight people, don't you think,
Hundred
Adam?
percent, 100%. That's when you see the best of a fighter. Like as me and
Yeah.
you are saying that we probably ain't seen the best of Andrade, so we need to see him
Yeah.
against that good opposition. Because I reckon personally, I would say he don't be Golovkin, I don't think he beats Billy Joe personally, but been to see this fight to find out.
What did you make of Castano and Jermell?
He definitely won that. Castano also won that.
Yeah,
Was it that the fight you on about when they fought, right?
yeah. The one that undisputed fight.
Yeah, I reckon Castano won personally. Easy.
Mm, yeah, Castano was unlucky in that fight.
Yeah,
He
100%.
was unlucky. He deserved that decision. He got kind of jobbed in that fight. But Jermell is a good fighter as well. I rate Jermell. He's a good fighter. So I like to see that rematch. But they're not. That's the thing about boxing. There was an undisputed fight, and then there wasn't a rematch for that.
I know, that's why I don't understand. How is that rematch that happen?
They both had mandatories and stuff, and it's just nonsense. You know what I mean? How can you
100.
get in the way of that big fight like that?
You can't blame the boxers. It's I reckon it's the promoters as well, man. Just,
Yeah, 100%, man. It's
the only promoter I actually rate is
shambolical.
probably Eddie Hearn.
Yeah, shambolical, really, when you think about it.
100.
Dondada says, other than 175, Andrade is the toughest test for Canelo. Dondada rates Andrade as well.
That is probably true because Canelo's for everyone else. You get what I mean? Like, there's no one really left at
So
175.
you don't think? Well, who's the
No, I
tougher
mean like
fight
that.
then, Benavidez or Andrade for Canelo?
What about David Benavidez?
David, yeah, David.
I reckon probably Andrade.
Yeah.
100%. He's a bit flat-footed.
I think, you know what? Andrade has talked so much, Adam, that everybody wants to see that fight now. I think he's put
100%.
himself in a position where that fight's become quite big.
He's done a good job because everyone's talking about him. So
Yeah,
he's definitely
yeah.
done something good. But I don't know. I don't know. He just wants that one fight, just like Billy Joe. I reckon now.
Mm, mm. I, I don't know, man. I think Canelo will beat Andrade, but again,
I reckon he gets it, but I reckon that fight happens personally. I reckon after Caleb Plant, Canelo's will fight Andrade. I reckon.
you reckon after that?
I do
Hopefully.
actually reckon 100%. I reckon to shut everyone up, he's the type of guy to do that. Canelo is.
Yeah, hopefully that happens. It says here, Andrade, when asked about a fight with Benavidez, he asked if he had a belt, and then he fought Liam Williams. He's scared. Yeah, but that was a mandatory, so you
He had
can't
to fight
really.
him.
He had to fight him. He had no choice. Curtis Allen said, "Why hasn't he fought anyone though, Dundada? If he just did that, people wouldn't question him nowhere near as much." Yeah, he's a bit. He's not fought anybody. That's true.
Maybe we'd rate him even more. You get, like, just say if he schooled just as someone like Billy Joe Saunders, I'd rate him.
Oh yeah, for sure. But then, having said that, though, Adam, he was gonna fight Billy Joe,
See his
and then
politics
Billy
in
Joe
it.
failed the test, didn't it?
Yeah, he
So
did.
it's not really his fault as well. Like it's not like he didn't step up. He
No, I'm not
stepped up.
blaming him for Billy Joe. I'm not
Hey,
saying I'm not saying he ducked Billy Joe. I'm just saying
yeah.
that he hasn't fought no one. It's not a coincidence that he's not just not Billy Joe. It's everyone else he ain't fought as well.
Yeah, I know. Yes, it's something's not right there, isn't it? Either his management team sucks, or something's
Yeah,
not right. You know what I mean?
I don't blame
Something's
him personally. I reckon it's the management team, but they are to blame because they don't say nothing, right?
he sucks, man. You know what I mean? How can the guy be around for 10, 12 years and you're not getting one marquee fight?
There you go. So he's to blame as well because he's sticking with that team, right?
Yeah.
But
But
Crawford and
surely you ask questions, Adam. Innit? If you're a professional fighter, right?
if you think you're the best, yeah,
Career, right?
100%, because they're all making money. So if you think
Yeah.
you're that good, you definitely wanna make resumes important, legacies important. I think, and if they don't think legacies important, then I don't know, they're not that good, right?
Mm. Jo- Usyk, if he wins against Joshua, where do you rank him as an all-time great fighter?
It's hard to say because if he beats Joshua, I reckon he's definitely gonna get the Fury fight.
Usyk beats Joshua. Is he on the level of Holyfield?
I'd say so.
You'd say so. If he beats Joshua, you think he's a
Yeah, because if you look
Holyfield
at
on Holyfield's level.
Joshua's resume is really good. So I would probably say yeah. But it's gonna be interesting because if he does beat Joshua, that's not the end all. Because then I reckon he's gonna get some big fights. Like we're gonna get Fury. I think we're gonna get to see that fight. And then imagine if he beats Fury. So, but yeah,
So
I'd rate him.
if Usyk beats Joshua, you say that he's on the same level as Holyfield. You'd say that puts him up there.
Yeah, I do because he's a smaller guy, man. So I would rate him. I would. What about you? Would you put him up there? Probably not.
I don't know, man. I don't know because Holyfield for me was like
He's a
he was a
monster.
legend, man. But I
Yeah,
don't know,
yeah.
like you know what? I do see where you're coming from. You know that'd be a massive if he beats Joshua. And then what you got to realize is let me get Usyk's let me get Usyk's resume up at cruiserweight. Let me just
Yeah.
put this guy's resume. I think people don't give this guy enough credit,
They
right?
don't. They don't.
Let me pull
100%
up
they
this
don't.
guy's resume in 18 fights. Everybody likes to talk about Josh Taylor, right? Let's talk about
See
this
that Josh
guy's
Taylor,
resume
this is the
in
same thing I
18
keep saying to
fights.
my brother. Josh Taylor really ain't for no one. Like he's for one guy, I think. Yeah, that's it.
Compare this though. He's fought Glowacki, right, in
Yeah, there you go.
2016, right, in Poland, right? Then he fought Michael Hunter, right?
Yeah,
Whoever we all know about how good Michael
100%.
Hunter is, right? Michael Hunter, he's beat Michael Hunter, right? He then fought Marco Hook, right? Who was a great fighter. He
100%.
knocked him out. He then fought Marius Bradis. Bradis is a quality fighter and beat him,
Quality in
right?
that. Yeah,
He
yeah,
then
yeah, yeah, yeah.
fought Murat Gassiev. He fought Murat Gassiev, the big puncher at cruiserweight, and beat him by unanimous decision. Then came to the UK and fought Tony Bellew, right? And beat Tony Bellew by knockout. How
100%.
are we questioning? And now, and then he fought Derek Chisora. Everybody was complaining about the fact, oh, well, Derek Chisora was, he had a poor fight. Now he's fighting Anthony Joshua in his 19th pro fight after all those great, like, look at those fights, mate.
100%. My only
Glowacki,
problem with Usyk is, you know
Hunter,
what? Adjusting to the
Bradis,
weight. You know, if
Gassiev,
you adjust,
Bellew.
you know, if you looked a bit better at heavyweight, like like weight wise, you look better. He'd eat Joshua easy. I don't reckon it's close, but it's just that weight thing, man. What do you think? Do you think he's not built for heavyweight, man? Not against these guys like Joshua and like, I don't think so, personally. What do you think?
I don't know, man. I don't know, but I'm just in awe of Usyk, man. I'm in awe
Nah,
of
Usyk's a
Usyk's
monster.
talent.
I'm a big fan of Usyk, 100%.
I'm in awe of Usyk. When you think about that guy's record in
His amateur.
18
Look at
fights,
his amateur record as well.
yeah, it's ridiculous. Like 18 fights. He's a for Glowacki,
I know, and
Hunter,
he's
Hook,
fighting Joshua
Bradis,
already.
Gassiev, Bellew, even Chisora at heavyweight, and now he's fighting Joshua in his 19th fight. Those
100.
are
He's taking
those are
pressure
really
fights.
good fighters.
100%. You can tell that he believes in himself. That he believes he'll beat Joshua.
And
100%.
then you know what makes it more impressive, Adam? You know what
Yeah.
makes it more impressive? He's fought these guys in their backyard.
I know. Like, look at Bellew. Look at the atmosphere. Like, even, don't get me wrong, obviously, Bellew is not unbelievable, but at that point, Bellew looked like, I don't reckon a lot of people would have stopped him. He had the confidence, the crowd, everything. And look what he done to him. Because Bellew landed a few little shots on Usyk before finished it.
Yeah, 100%, man. Usyk is a monster, man. I don't
And
know why
Parker, I
people
rate
don't.
Parker, and look at Parker and Chisora is really close. Usyk started box Chisora.
Yeah, he did.
Parker
Yeah.
and Chisora was proper close. So look at Usyk.
There's no one in the game, Adam. There's no one in the game doing it like Usyk in 18 fights. Look at those names that I just reeled off. Let me just reel those names off once again.
100.
Glowacki in Poland, Michael Hunter in US, Marco Hook in Germany, Marius Bradis, right? Murat Gassiev in Moscow. And I'm pretty sure Gassiev's
Garcia's
Russian,
100%,
right?
and he's a
He
beast.
fought Tony Bellew in Manchester. Then he fought Derek Chisora at Wembley Arena. How are we questioning 18 fights, Adam? 18 fights. Look at the names that I've just reeled off there, right? And now he's fighting Anthony Joshua in his 19th fight for the unified heavyweight championship of the world. You tell me, Adam, another fighter that's doing it like that
Nah,
in 19
nah.
fights.
I wouldn't say so. Especially going to backyards. That's
Guy's a
something else.
beast. The guy's a beast. Ash, I'm gonna bring you in, man. Who's doing it like Usyk? You tell me. Ash. I don't know where Ash is gone. Ahmed. You there? Where are these guys gone?
I don't think anyone wants to speak.
Yeah, no one wants to speak, man. But yeah, Adam, man, it's unbelievable stuff.
Nah, I'm telling you, my only problem's the
Yes,
weight.
can you hear
Go
me?
on, Ash. Ash. You there? Ash. So T-Pep says, can Usyk take a punch?
I reckon he can take a punch. It's just that these heavyweights, they hit hard, so I'm not too sure. That's my only problem with Usyk is the weight. Like,
Can you hear me, man?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Can hear you, man. What's going on, Ash? What's that noise in the background? They're complaining about the noise in the background. Is that who's that noise in the background?
Should I mute myself and then you want to check?
Yeah. I think there's some noise in the background. I don't know if it's yourself. There's some noise. It might be me actually because I've got. It might be me because I've got a fan on. Let me just turn the fan on.
Yeah, I can still hear it a little bit.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not the fan, man. Someone's fire alarm keeps beeping. There's some noise going off in the background. God knows. Let me just one sec. Let me just do this. Yeah, Adam, it's coming from your side, man.
Is it? Yeah.
I
reckon it's my fan then, Let me turn it off 1 minute.
Well, that's a loud fan if it's a fan. Okay, so Ash, what's going on? Yeah, there, that's it. It's better. Better now. Where's Ash, man? Oh, Ash is gone. Okay, so let's go and answer some of these questions while we're waiting. So Adam says Teofimo wasn't necessarily considered a better boxer than Lomachenko. If AJ implements a similar plan, he can get the win on points. What do you think, Adam, about that? Teofimo wasn't necessarily a better boxer than Lomachenko. If AJ implements similar plan, he can get the win on points. You agree with that, Adam?
What's that again?
Teofimo wasn't necessarily considered a better boxer than Lomachenko. If AJ implements a similar plan, he can get the win on points.
Nah, I don't agree with that personally because Teofimo did show he's got skills in that fight. Joshua ain't got the same skills. I don't think so.
What happens if they fight again? Teofimo and Loma.
I reckon it's gonna be really close. I reckon Lomachenko could beat him easy.
You think so?
I rate Teofimo though. He's a beast. But I reckon Lomachenko could adjust and beat him really. Because I don't know, he never looked 100%. I reckon as that personally.
Yeah,
I reckon Teofimo beats all the other guys, Tank and all the other guys, Haney and that.
What do you think Teofimo beats? Does he beat Ryan Garcia?
Yeah, easy.
Yeah. What about Javante?
That'd be a hard fight. I reckon I'd go for Teofimo personally. But that's his hardest fight. I reckon him and Lomachenko, them two are the hardest fights for him. In Haney, he beats Haney, I reckon.
Yeah, fair enough. I think Teofimo's the best out of the lot, to be honest.
Yeah.
Teofimo would destroy Devin Haney, says Subhan. He says Teofimo would destroy. He would destroy. I think Teofimo's the truth. I think. What about him against Josh Taylor, Adam?
Easy. That'd be I don't know. I reckon easy. I think Teofimo would have him.
You reckon?
Easy, I reckon. I'm not a big fan of Josh Taylor personally.
You're not a big fan of Josh Taylor. Go on, tell me about Josh Taylor then, because I get a lot of criticism about Taylor, saying what I say. You tell me what you think about Taylor.
He's good. He's not shit. He's good. Definitely good, but he's nothing special. I don't think so. He's getting too much credit. He hasn't fought no one that I rate personally.
You don't think Josh Taylor's as good as what people making him out?
No chance. No way. Definitely not.
What do you think, my man Cito? How are you?
I'm blessed, brother. How are you?
All good, man. All good. Sorry about the other day, man. It cut off.
No. You're good, brother. You're good. It's an honor to finally meet you over the internet. Hopefully, in real life, I'll travel out to the UK one of these days when this whole COVID shenanigan calms down. It'd be nice to go out that way, across the pond.
Yeah, definitely, man. I'd love to see you guys, man, in person. Definitely. We could definitely debate some boxing, man. Face to face.
Yeah. I know the last time we were talking about Canelo.
Yeah.
And I remember there was a guy who really was in his position. But yeah, I just joined the chat with you guys. I was looking at the subtitle. You were talking about Anthony Joshua.
Yeah. We're talking about Joshua. We were actually talking about when you got on. We were actually talking about what were we talking about, Adam? Josh Taylor. We were talking about Josh Taylor. And the fact that Josh Taylor is a good fighter. But,
you're talking about the undisputed 140 pounder, the kid from England.
Yeah.
He's a beast, man. He's got a gift. He's got a gift. The kid is good. The kid is good.
Does he beat Teofimo for you?
At 140 pounds?
Yeah.
I honestly will say one thing. So if I may be technical about Teofimo Lopez. At first, I really didn't like the kid because he had a mouth on him. But he kind of humbled down, and he really shocked me when he fought Lomachenko. He fought beautiful the first half of the fight. The second half could have gone either way, though. I personally thought Teofimo dominated at least the beginning half of the 12-rounder, so he could have easily gone 6 rounds. If you want to give him the victory, I'll give him part of the 7th round, but I honestly feel that fight could have been a draw because Loma was tagging him like a freaking ball to the pins. He was really working him all the second half. Josh Taylor versus Teofimo. They're both technically sound. I feel that Teofimo Lopez is really a bigger 135 pounder, so he can naturally fight at 140, 147. I know he's got power. How well it delivers at 140 pounds is up to debate because remember, 5 pounds does make a difference as far as power, as far as size. I honestly think it could go either way. Sorry, you know what I mean? I honestly think Josh Taylor can box him. And if he were to go into the pocket and exchange, I'd probably still say I'd give him the upper hand. Just because Teofimo is so young and he has so many things in his armor. You know, look, if Lomachenko would have let go of his hands that entire fight, and I mean really would have not fought so, he wasn't scared. He fought cautiously instead of truly letting the matrix come out and being flamboyant the way he normally is, where he shows off and he does, you know, like the Toro, and you know, he really just demonstrates like what he did to Jorge Linares. I know would have won, but he didn't fight like that. He fought like, you know, like if his legs were cramping, like he was holding back his hands. I didn't see him working any angles until round 7. So I mean, if Josh Taylor boxes beautifully, honestly, I think he could probably beat him.
What about Javante?
At 140? Nah, Josh Taylor all day. Tank has power in the lower divisions just because he naturally walks around at 160 pounds. I think 160 pounds. I don't know how that transfers over in kilos, you know, I how the metric system works over there. But here in the United States, he naturally walks around at 160 pounds. So he drains himself between 30 and 35 pounds per fight. He does it intelligently, but that's still a lot to get off in 10 weeks. I still say Josh Taylor would beat him just because he's naturally bigger than him and he has more speed. Gervonta Tank Davis is about 5'6". He's built like a little tank. You know, he's strong. He's southpaw. I don't know if his power is going to over to 140 pounds. Okay, he beat who? Barrios at 140 pounds. Who's Barrios though? Barrios was a nobody. And he's a Floyd Mayweather fighter. So he's a TMT promotion fighter. Who's he gonna fight? Another PBC fighter? Okay, well they're probably gonna look like everybody gives him so much hype about. Oh, look what he did to Leo Santa Cruz. Okay, he fought a guy who's naturally 126 pounds. Even when he's out of condition and walking around weight, he's 140 pounds. You fought a pillow puncher. Who did he really fight? Not taking anything away from Tank Davis. I like the kid. He's a great fighter. I just think that once he goes up to like 140 and he fights a real like legit threat, even at 135, I honestly still say that Devin Haney would give him problems. Yeah, Devin Haney would give him problems. I think Ryan Garcia would beat the dog crap out of him, and I honestly think even Teofimo Lopez could beat him, man. That's the thing.
You think Ryan Garcia?
He's never been tested with someone legit.
You think Ryan Garcia would beat Davis?
Yeah. I think he would he would overtake him with speed. If Davis were to connect on his chin, probably would knock him down, but not knock him out. And plus, again, size does matter. He's 5'6", coming down to 135. Okay, Ryan Garcia is 5'9" or 5'10". He's a tall kid. He's got speed. He's still young too. He's 22. He's building into his body. He hasn't even reached his full strength. Like, you know what I mean? He's not even at that maturity level. So he's gonna keep growing and growing. Tank Davis is what, 26, 27? He's already at that point where now his strength is intact. I mean, like I said, I don't take anything away from Tank. I think he's an amazing fighter, but I just don't think. I think Ryan Garcia will tag him all day. I think he really would.
What about Joshua Usyk, man? We were talking about that as well. How do you see that one playing out?
Usyk is a great fighter. I love Joshua. He can box. He's got power. He's got speed for a heavyweight. You know, I'm not taking anything away from the first fight with Andy Ruiz, because he got careless and he got caught. Remember, in the game of boxing, styles make fights. One punch can change the entire narrative of the story. But, I mean, look at how he came back the second time around. He was disciplined. He dropped some of that muscle mass. He came in prepared. He was focused. He was just disciplined. So I don't take anything away from Anthony Joshua. Usyk is dangerous. Don't get me wrong. He's a big boy. He's got power in hands. He can clock you, but I still say Anthony Joshua is going to outbox him all 12 rounds. If it goes that far, he's going to outbox him.
You don't think he's going to stop him?
Usyk's a powerful man, but he could. But I'm just looking at this from a technical point of view, and I still say that maybe he's just going to outbox him all 12 rounds. If Anthony Joshua doesn't respect his power and it's not getting to him, then I can see him stopping him maybe 9-10 rounds. But Usyk's got power, and honestly, I think you're going to see another repeat of Anthony Joshua. Same thing as he did to Andy Ruiz too. He's going to be using his jab. He's going to use his angles, and he's going to move, and he's going to make him pay, and he's just going to fight an intelligent fight. That's the one thing I'll always that's the one thing I'll always admire about a lot of fighters that come from the UK. You guys are technicians at how you fight. Everybody says about American fighters that, you know, they tend to be slick, and yes, that is the style. But I also don't say that you know, just because you come from one part of the world or you come from one part of this country. For example, I'm Filipino and Mexican. I was born here in the United States. Technically, I'm an American, but I fought in the amateurs here in Chicago, Illinois, and I fought in different places across the United States, and I fought in Mexico a couple of times in the amateurs when I was young. And traditionally, what's the mentality, or what they say most, and I'm saying this is my own interpretation, but professionals have always said, Mexican fighters are known for coming straight forward, you know, warrior style. They throw punches and bunches, and they just keep pressuring. That's not necessarily true. Canelo's not like that. Canelo is a technician. He has a lot of slickness. Ever since his defeat from Floyd Mayweather, he became slicker. He has that wonderful head movement. He's got amazing hand speed. Even his leg movement, he's not as flat-footed as he used to be. He just fights. I think Canelo's just on a whole nother level, and he's an incredible counterpuncher. He learned. He learned. Juan Manuel Marquez was never a fighter that was a pressure fighter. He had Pacquiao's number all day, every day. He knew how to counter punch in and out. Unfortunately, he got beat by a better fighter when it came down to Floyd Mayweather. But Floyd Mayweather is the greatest defensive fighter of our generation. I'll never say he's the greatest boxer ever. I'll just say he's the greatest of our generation as far as being a very slick defensive fighter. Can never take that away from the man who won 5 divisions. What is it? 24, I think 20 belts or 24 belts. He fought great champions, but he's a great, slick defensive fighter. The UK, you guys have produced a lot of great fighters back in the day. And I mean, before he fought Pacquiao, I mean, what's his name? The Hitman, Hatton. Ricky Hatton, look what he was known for. I can go back in my childhood when I remember seeing Prince Nassim Ahmed. He was an amazing fighter for his time. You know what I mean? So the UK has produced some great fighters. Anthony Joshua, I love his fighting style. Josh Taylor, again, he was being singled out because, he fought here, what was it, in the United States with a huge Latino fan base, and he pulled off the upset. He didn't even pull off the upset. Well, he knocked him out, the kid. And I mean, you can't take away anything from anyone from around the world, man. That's, so when people start being so divisive on origins and the world and styles, I don't buy that, man. I just think if you're gifted, you're gifted. And if you're a technician, you're incredible. That's it.
Fair enough. Yeah, good. Yeah, UK definitely have produced good fighters, and obviously, I do agree with what Christian was saying the other day. That obviously the US, they're a bigger country. They're a bigger country, and obviously their great fighters are better than our great fighters in terms of when you look at USA's like Sugar Ray Leonard, Muhammad Ali. These are some of the best ever to lace up a pair of gloves.
Mike Tyson was a great fighter. Buster Douglas was a great fighter. But let's not forget Evander Holyfield. Evander Holyfield when he fought Lennox Lewis. I'm sorry, but anybody who disagrees with me, Lennox Lewis was a great heavyweight for his time, and the man demonstrated it when he destroyed Riddick. No, did he even fight Riddick Bowe? No, Riddick Bowe gave up his belt because, well, whatever. I just think he gave up his belt because he was scared of Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis fought Evander Holyfield, and he beat him. And Lennox Lewis was one of the best UK heavyweights to ever make noise. And I was a kid. I was like 8 or 9 years old. We're talking about when he came out. He was just so posh, so proper. He carried himself like a British gentleman is supposed to be. And I mean, he was an example. So again, yes, we can say the United States is bigger and it's diverse and it has. But you're from the UK, and I'm assuming your origin, you come from the subcontinent, correct?
Yeah.
Your family does at least.
Yeah.
All right. You're like me. I'm half Filipino. We're right across from you guys. You know what I mean? And a lot of people underestimate. For example, India and Pakistan. We're not talking about the ones who have migrated to the UK or to the United States who are British or who are American. India has a great boxing program. Such great talent that comes from over there. Pakistan has produced some good amateur boxers right now. They're growing into the league. So I honestly, people from the UK, I'm just going to say it like this, man. You guys have great fighters and you guys have produced. Do I feel that British fighter or the UK fighters get enough love, enough attention? I don't think they get enough credibility, but you're seeing it happen as it is. There's a influx of the British invasion where, you guys are coming out now and you guys are winning world defense titles. You guys are making noise for the UK. God bless, man. I want to see more. I want to see more fighters from other parts across the pond or from parts of Asia or from, Central and South America. I want to see fighters come out and dominate. I mean, we forget that the 80s were dominated by not only just American American fighters. Remember, what's his name? Hands of Stone,
Roberto
Duran.
Duran.
You know what I mean? You know, Roberto Duran was from Panama, from Central
Yeah,
America. The guy was
a beast.
insane. You know, you had people from Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico hasn't produced. They've produced great champions in the past, and the last great champion they had was Miguel Angel Cotto. And but right now Puerto Rico has always had great boxers coming up, but right now they don't have the face that is growing. I'm pretty sure they're grooming them, and they're gonna, Puerto Rico is gonna rise up just like the Philippines. Everybody's like, oh, who's gonna take on the mantle of Manny Pacquiao? Manny Pacquiao was one of a kind in this generation, and we got to see someone go up 8 divisions, and the only lineal holder to actually do that. That makes him, to me, one of the greatest ever of our generation. There is great fighters coming out of the Philippines. But the Philippines has always been a big boxing, you know, basketball community, just like Mexico has always been known for their football. And I mean, soccer and here in America, but for the rest of the world, football, just like it is in the UK, and they're known for either great footballers or they're great for boxers. That's what they produce majority of the time. You know what I mean? So I honestly just see that at 140, Josh Taylor still takes it, man. And Teofimo, he'll still have problems.
Yeah, I'd have to say that. Yeah, I think he beats most of the guys that are smaller. I think where Taylor will have issues is moving up, right, and fighting those monsters at 147. Those guys are beasts, man.
And even at 147, there's a thing. 147, you have, if I may just add some names, Virgil Ortiz is a young kid, power puncher. He's a goddamn beast.
Yeah, he would beat Taylor.
I'll say Errol Spence. I would say Errol Spence. Errol Spence is. I don't think I see him much longer at 150, at 147. I think he's going to go up to 154 pretty soon, to super welter, just because he's naturally bigger. But he's a disciplined fighter. He's a great fighter. Sean Porter is another great fighter. Keith Thurman. He's a great fighter. I think he runs his mouth a little too much. I'm not a big fan of the guy, but he's there. You know what I mean? He's got maybe 2 or 3 more good fights in the tank left for him. You know what I mean? At 147, who else is an up and coming fighter? What's his name? Boots Ennis, that kid. He's coming up. He's a monster. Oh my, Jerron Boots Ennis. Yeah, he might be the next star to really take over 147. Like I said, there is a lot of names at 147. You know what? You may never know. Again, what's his name? Ryan Garcia, for him being his height and his size, I don't see him being at lightweight much longer. Devin Haney is going to go up to 140. I see these young kids. I even see Tank. If he's smart, he'll stay away from 47 because I don't think the power is going to deliver. But I see Teofimo. He could possibly move up to 47, but there is a lot of killers in that division, man. There's a lot of killers right now.
I'd agree. I'd definitely agree with you. Ash, are you there?
Hey, man, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. Can hear you. What are you saying?
We can hear you loud and clear, brother.
Yeah, good, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just listening. I'm just listening to you guys, man. Just listening.
Well, what are you saying? What are you thinking? What you think? Like, Ahmed said that Josh Taylor is a little overrated, and so did Adam. What's your opinion about Josh Taylor?
I like Josh Taylor. He's a good fighter. He beats. What is it? What do you mean?
Like, do you think he gets enough credit? Do you think he's a little overrated? Do you think he's underrated? How do you view Josh Taylor?
He's not overrated. No, the underrated. I think he beat some good guys in that tournament. Regis Progress and
did he beat Regis Progress?
Yeah.
Yeah, he beat Regis Progress easily. And Regis Progress is a great fighter, so I'm gonna agree with my man right there.
But I had that fight a draw though, Cito. I had that fight a draw. You think
Regis Progress? I can see where you're coming from. It was pretty close towards the second half. The second half could have been either way, but again, I still see Josh Taylor did dominate, man. He out jabbed him a lot. He out jabbed him.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But like I said, I can respect opinions, and that's what this boxing community is all about. Is about getting the insight and opinions of other people. So I'll agree with you. I can see that going either way. It could have been a draw. It could have been a draw. But I saw Regis Prograis just he let off the clutch a little bit, and he got soft towards the very end. And he thought because he's an American fighter and they fought here in the U.S. that he was gonna get the upper hand. The kid is talented. I love his fighting style, but I just think Josh Taylor was the better fighter that day, and he took it. He demonstrated it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd agree. I'd agree there. I personally just myself scored it a draw. I know some people had Prograis winning, some people had Taylor winning. I thought it was a very good fight. It was a close fight.
It was tit for tat. It was tit for tat, close fight. I just honestly think Josh Taylor had just a slight edge over him, and that's all it takes. Remember, that's all it takes. It's about your percentages and how you connect in boxing. You could land if me and you were to spar right now, and it was a real good fight, and you're technical and I'm an offensive fighter, and you land way more jabs on me, and let's just say I cracked you with some good right hand, some good left hooks. Okay, great. I might have even wobbled you, but if you boxed beautifully and you survived all 12 rounds and you out jabbed me, you outscored me. That's it. You won by that edge, by that margin. That's the thing. He just got outboxed.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I want to ask you, Ash, did you watch Warrington v. Lara?
No, I didn't catch that. To me. Can you hear me?
Did you? It was a headbutt and the fight ended.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. It was a headbutt in the second round, was he?
Yeah.
I didn't watch it, but I heard that. I thought Lara was beating him up. That's what I heard.
Yeah, well, I think it would have been difficult for Warrington to win that fight. Did you watch that, Cito?
Were you talking about the Lara fight?
Yeah, Lara and Warrington, yeah.
I saw that fight could have gone either way. I saw Lara is a Cuban boxer. Again, another part of the country of the world have produced some great Olympians.
I think Lara's not Cuban, I think.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, Lara's
not Alexandre Lara.
Huh?
We're talking about Lara v. Warrington. This was another Lara. This isn't Alexandre. This isn't 154-pound Lara. So this is that featherweight.
Oh, I thought you're talking about yeah. Oh yeah, the featherweight. I'm thinking of like you're talking about Islandi Lara. Yeah, the Mexican fighter. Yeah, the Mexican American kid. I know who you're talking about. That fight, I caught only the highlights. I didn't get a chance to watch it. From just based off of the highlights, I am not going to sound like a buffoon by expressing myself incorrectly, but from the highlights, I saw that could have been a draw. Could have been a draw. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Say that again.
It could have been a draw. It was only one round.
What happened?
There was only 2 rounds in it because it got ended. It basically ended in the second round.
Because I'm confusing this again. I'm confusing the Lara you're talking about. No, that fight I didn't see. I'm sorry. My mind was somewhere else right now. Because I was trying to read about it real quick, but no, I didn't catch that fight. That fight I didn't catch.
Fair enough. Yeah. If we talk about light heavyweight, do you think, Sita, I want to ask you, Canelo, can he beat Beterbiev or Bivol, in your opinion?
Bivol? Yeah, he could beat him. Because Bivol's not a big, heavy, light heavyweight. He possesses power in both hands. He can box, but he's smaller in frame. So it would be an equivalent. Like, think about it. He's just as tall, but he's lanky as Rocky Fielding. Bivol's a good fighter. He has power. That's all he has, and he has no speed. Now the other gentleman, I think he's the other fighter you're talking about. If I'm correct, I'm going to say, yeah, he's from Russia, isn't he?
Yeah.
That fight, I don't know, man. I don't know. Canelo's on a whole nother level when it comes down to boxing, but 175 against him, He's a monster, man. I don't know. I cannot answer that fight because I don't want to be biased and sound like an idiot. I honestly think anybody you put in front of Canelo right now, he beat him at middleweight, at super middle, at 175. I think he can dominate most of those fighters that are on there. But yeah, that Russian, he's a big kid. He's a big dude. And he's got power, man. He's got power. So I like I said, I don't want to sound biased. I honestly still, that's a 50-50 fight.
Yeah, that's a tough fight. What about Canelo Plant?
Oh my God, man! I try to be unbiased when it comes down to those fighters because I've seen Caleb Plant in real life. I meet him. I just saw him when he was in the amateurs in Tennessee because of my profession, what I do. I'm a professional truck driver, and I traveled all over the Midwest here in the States. So I got to see him years ago when he was coming up. He's a technically sound fighter. They call him sweet hands for a reason because he's got quick hands. He's got a great offensive jab, probably one of the best in that division. He's got good legs, good foot speed, obviously. So his movements are there. After seeing the last comparisons when he fought against Fagan Butts and when he fought against Caleb Truex, I might alarm some people and I might anger some from what I'm going to say, but I'm going to say I think Canelo's just going to destroy him, to be honest with you. I think Canelo is going to do the same thing he did to Billy Joe Saunders. He's going to test him. He's going to test him. And I think by the 6th, 7th round, he's just going to get heated. He's going to read him. He's already studied him. He's just going to bang him up all 12 rounds if it goes that far, or he's going to knock him out and stop him by the 10th round if he gets that lucky.
Yeah, Makai, do you agree with Cito there?
I've just got in, but I heard him say Canelo will destroy Plant. I think he's gonna break him down a bit like we done to Saunders. Yeah, so I agree.
Yeah,
like I said, I see this going. I don't see it going 12 rounds, and if it goes 12 rounds, it's because Caleb Plant really put on his roller skates and he skated through all 12 rounds. You know, if he pulls off what Irizlandi Lara, then now going back to the Cuban fighter, if he goes to that path and he kind of grabs a blueprint from like Floyd Mayweather and Irizlandi Lara, and he's always on the back foot and he's counting on his jab to fight, then I'll be like, you know what? He did that, and he is going to stick to that game plan where he's going to be in and out of the pocket, and he's just going to go ahead and do no exchanges, but just fight like a fluid slick fighter. He could give Canelo problems because he's probably going to make Canelo chase him. I don't think his ring IQ. I don't think Canelo's dumb by no means, and I honestly see that.
what's happened there?
You know what I mean? That's my assessment. I honestly think he's knocking him out. He's just gonna hurt him. You know what I mean?
You think Plant's got good movement and good hand speed to cause Canelo some issues, win rounds against Canelo?
I don't think he's gonna cause him issues like that. You know what I mean? I honestly don't think he's gonna cause him any issues in that sense where he's gonna cause him to have problems like that. I just think the first half of the fight is gonna be very much touch and feel. You're gonna see a lot of going back and forth, like almost like a chess match. And then I honestly say towards the very end, once like maybe the first half of the fight, once Caleb Plant is exposed and Canelo read him, I honestly say that Canelo's just gonna destroy him. He's gonna just tear him apart. He's gonna hit him with a good shot, either with a left hook to the body, left hook upstairs.
What happened there?
Disconnected.
Makai. So I want to ask you about Joshua Usyk, man. Break that fight down for me.
Come on, Imran. You know who I'm picking. I'm picking that
Hey, Imran, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Okay, I just because I got the notification saying that like the signal was down.
No, we can hear you, man. We can hear you. Yeah. So
Okay, brother, continue.
Makai,
Sorry.
what do you make of the Joshua Usyk fight then?
Yeah, obviously, I'm picking Usyk.
Hmm.
Obviously, I don't want him to win. I want AJ to win. This is both their toughest fights. Let's just say that's what I think. But Usyk, he's clearly, I mean, the eye test, he's the better boxer. I feel his footwork's going to give AJ a lot of problems. I can't see how AJ's going to win by boxing him. He's going to have to come forward, walk and try and walk him down. But we've never seen AJ fight like that, and he hasn't got the stamina to do that. Like he's going to be missing a lot of punches, and it takes out a lot with it in a big guy like AJ when you miss punches. Usyk's not exactly very easy to hit, and AJ he's successful when the fighter's standing there, so he can barrage at them like what he does with all these other opponents. But Usyk, he's not like that. Usyk's constantly on you, tap with a jab and everything. He will make AJ work, and I think he will guess him out, win by points, or he could possibly stop him late because AJ's going to be so tired. That's what I think.
Charlie.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'd probably agree. I'd probably agree. I think Usyk. I think it's a good fight, man. I think it's a good fight. I definitely think Usyk has a great chance of winning that. I think people are overlooking Usyk because he's small, not a heavyweight, but that's a great fight.
I'm sorry, man. I can't really hear you properly.
Can't you?
I can hear you now. There was just noise in the background. I don't know where it was.
Yeah.
Did you say that people are overlooking Usyk?
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
massively. Obviously, the people that are overlooking Usyk are the ones saying that AJ's just gonna walk through him. No way. That's not gonna happen. I can promise you, that's not gonna happen. If it does, then fair enough.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Yeah. Cheers, man. But yeah, man. I don't know, man. It's a tough one. It's a tough one because we were looking at Usyk's record earlier, man. Usyk's fought some really good fighters. He's fought some really top guys, man. He doesn't seem to get credit for it.
I mean, he doesn't get credit by, I'm not saying all Americans, but most Americans, obviously, because Usyk, all the champs, all the best guys in that division were European. So when they look at Usyk's record, like, oh, who's he fought? Oh, he's beat no one. And the only reason why I'm saying this is because obviously I'm in some boxing groups, and it's literally what they always say. Like, you can never win the argument because they don't know who that fighter is. So you can never win anything because they're just gonna say, oh, I don't know who that guy is. Oh, he's a nobody. Usyk, he's went to their backyards and outpointed them or stopped them. He done it to Michael Hunter, Brady's. He's done it to everyone, man. I mean, the guy is an all-time great. That's for sure.
He's a great fighter, man. He's a great fighter. I rate Usyk very highly, man. I think Usyk's the top. He's a top guy, man. He's a top fighter, one of the best in the world, pound for pound, without question.
Absolutely.
Me and Adam were discussing it earlier, and we were talking about Usyk's record, and man, the guy's a monster. But Adam doesn't think that. I think Adam thinks that Joshua's too big.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people were saying that. I mean, but I haven't really. Yeah, Usyk, he hasn't been as dominant, obviously, at heavyweight, or he's not surprising he's fighting bigger guys, but he's still done good. I mean, people really overlook that Chisora fight. Like, the only person who done a better job than Usyk against Chisora was Klitschko. Don't say Tyson Fury, because, that was when they rematched. But the first fight, Tyson Fury didn't have an easy night with him. Like, people really overlook that. Usyk is the second best guy is the second best that obviously what he done to Chisora. That's what I think behind Vitaly Klitschko. That's what I think.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough. I don't know. It's going to be a good one, man. I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely looking forward to.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to it. Definitely looking forward to it.
When is it? 25th September?
Yeah, 25th September. 25th September.
Not that long. Not that long at all.
Yeah, not long at all. I don't know what's gone on. I don't know where the others have gone. I think it's taken them off the stream. I don't know what's gone on.
Yeah, no idea what happened there. But you know, I mean, I'm just wondering who, like, the guys that AJ is going to be sparring. I wonder who he's sparring and all that. Obviously, it's going to be very hard to find someone like Usyk.
Yeah,
it's a bit like with Manny Pacquiao. You know, you can't find anyone like Pacquiao because obviously he's a special fighter.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough. I think it's going to be tough for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. What I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna do another live tomorrow, Makai.
Yeah, okay then.
And yeah, we'll chop it up earlier. Hopefully, we'll go a bit earlier tomorrow. We'll chop it up some more. But yeah, thanks for coming on, Sito, Makai, Adam, Ahmed, Ash. The connection ain't great right now, so before it goes off, I might as well cut it short myself. But yeah, Makai, okay, cheers for that. Cheers for coming on, Makai.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. We'll talk tomorrow.
As well. Cheers for coming on. I appreciate it. Adam, Ash, everyone in the live chat. Appreciate everyone that came on. I'll see you all tomorrow.
Yeah, see you tomorrow. We'll talk then. Yeah.
Yeah. Take care. Take care, guys.
Take care.
Peace out. Peace out, everyone.